수요일날 오후 4시 반이 막 지났습니다. 자, 오늘 양수를 가서 아침 거기서 먹고 책 좀 읽다 왔는데, 자, 오늘 선거가 조금 있으면 마감이 되어 가는 것 같습니다. 그러기 전에 seeing around the corners, how to spot inflection points in biddings before they happen. What I appreciate very much about Rick is that he is such a staunch advocate for our readers. How to influence people and become a master of persuasion. This trick is likely to work on people who are emotionally secure and need to believe you are really open with them before they can open up. Tribe of mentors. Don't believe anyone who tells you they know what they are doing. The digital matrix. New rules for bidding transformation through technology. How you approach this rule may well define the core of your organization as you reinvent it for the next phase. Rich habits. The daily success habits of wealthy individuals. They understand that bad thought created bad decisions that result in bad consequences. Emotional intelligence. What it can matter more than IQ. In the United States, estimate vary widely for how many children and teens are depressed in any given year, as opposed to vulnerability over their lifetime. Your best year yet. What are my top 10 goals for the next year? Why limit myself to 10? When we first started to set goals for the year ahead, Tim and I each had over 100 goals written on our stack of 3x5 index cards. How not to age. The scientific approach to getting healthier as you get older. Furthermore, the nitrate strategy may only be safe in the context of a healthy diet. The Lexus and the olive tree. I couldn't help wondering to myself what they were making of this scene, which represented America at its best, the spirit of community, the melting pot, the melting pot, the willingness to help faraway strangers in need, the freedom and the opportunity for each individual to work his way to the top, and the most important, a concept of citizenship based on allegiance to an idea, not a tribe. Your next season. So in next season 2, we traded our house for a condo in Cayman, which we could more easily visit for part of the year, and established a new base in eastern Canada. Life. Finally, the big rip is like the big chill for the impatient, where our galaxies, planets, and even atoms get torn apart in a grand finale of finite time from now. The psychology of wealth. Understand your relationship with money and achieve prosperity. They may even overlap. They reflect the fluidity of life and the ways in which we can, and sometimes must, start over, reinvent ourselves, and our financial lives and remain open to opportunities and challenge. The top 50 question kids ask. You can keep one corner a little messy, but the rest really need to be cleaned up. Becoming the boss. New rules for the next generation of leaders. Take this quiz to find out what is your management style and how can that help you make decisions as a leader. How to create a life of your own design, conscious living. Those are the rules. The Leader's Guide to Problem Solving. Outsmart your own biases, but tailor your process to fit each project, and the project pays. The 6 most important decisions you'll ever make. Maybe you've gotten pregnant or gotten someone pregnant. Now what? The domino effect. Perhaps you've passed yourself around too much. Perhaps you've been in an abusive relationship and lost your self-esteem. How to make people like you in 90 seconds. What we are talking about here is a new dimension of synchrony and the rapport. Everyone communicate, the few connect. What the most effective people do differently. If you want people to remember when you say, you need to say the right thing at the right moment in the right way. The power of affirmation and the secret to their success. I'm willing to let go of my past and forgive. Mindfulness for beginners. Reclaiming the present moment and your life. The third poison, delusion, is the exact opposite of wisdom. It is not seeing things. It is not seeing things as they actually are. It also goes by the name illusion. Delusion and the trap of self-fulfilling prophecies. The Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. One or both of your parents were abusive towards you, and you often become triggered by situations in your present life that remind you of this abuse. From stress to success in just 31 days. The power of thank you letters is limited to the actual sending and the receiving. They have a special energy just in their idea. Can we all get along? Racial and ethnic minorities in American politics. Chapter 2 discusses the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and its subsequent amendment. Search inside yourself. Who knew saving the world would require fun? The power formula for LinkedIn success. Kickstart your business, brand, and job search. Keywords are king. Maximizing your ability to find and be found by others. By this time, you are probably tired of me talking about the importance of key words. Mindset. How we can learn to fulfill our potential. Some people put more extreme interpretations on things that happen and then react with exaggerated feelings of anxiety, depression, or anger, or superiority. The demographic clip, How to Survive and Prosper During the Great Depression of 2014 to 2019. You are delivering what the national economic cycle wants, reaping the rewards for advancing our economic evolution into the future. Reading comprehension. What kind of readers are you? What can you do to warm up your brain before starting to read? The hidden brain. Why do so many people believe the person will be on the black? Wherever you go, there you are. Mindfulness meditation in everyday life. Here's how mindfulness changes karma. 5 easy steps for creating wealth from the inside out. Then that individual had a conflict with the subconscious mind. He answered, navigating your career, understanding regulatory changes, eat their lunch, winning customers away from your competition. When you struggle with your dream client, over bringing other stakeholders into the process to gain their support, that decision most likely lead to your losing an opportunity. The book of question. Would you be willing to eat a bowl of live crickets for $5,000? Stumbling on happiness. Over the course of human evolution, the brain and the eye have developed a contractual relationship in which the brain has agreed to believe what the eye sees and not to believe what the eye denies. How to date out of your league. And of course, an ethical person wants someone with matching integrity. Your dream job here. Like Paula and Brian, Bruce did serious discovery work after the setback and then acted with conviction. One word that will change your life. You will never fully exhaust the meaning and application of your word. A third place, well before dawn. I'm drawn toward the early morning hours of dawn. When I feel ahead of the world, and I can sense some small whisper of what hope, I suppose, or wonder may be. Marketing. Technology for Humanity. Chapter 8, Data-Driven Marketing. Building a data ecosystem for better targeting. A year before the event, Target had built an algorithm to predict the likelihood that a woman shopper was pregnant according to the items she bought. Release your brilliance. Finally, 3 years later, the job offers started coming. The energy burst. 10 rules to fuel your life. Work as a team with positive energy. For instance, when you ask someone how they are doing, an easy way to show you are listening is to actually wait for the answer and make eye contact. Make eye contact. Managing your mouth. If you cannot speak the truth, then you must use other tactics such as skirting the issue or employing one or more of the techniques that we'll cover in a later chapter. The practicing mind, developing focus and discipline in your life. It agreed with the clock radio. I had cut over 40% of the usual time. Presentation skills 201. How to take it to the next level as a competent, engaging presenter. Instead, he impressed them with the 128 different ways he could use the word basically. Chicken soup for the soul. What I learned from the dog. Cooper and the bride. To live in huts. We live behind is not to die. The 100 simple secrets of the best half of life. Make your second half the best of the half. Practice maintenance for life. We don't buy a house or a car and expect it to stay in good working order over the years without the regular upkeep and the repairs. And power of story. Change your story, change your destiny in business and in life. You become so preoccupied with the project you are working on that you forget to eat the lunch. Japanese women don't get old or fat. A delicious way to stay healthy. Where beef over rice. Here's a perfect example of how Japanese home cooks create a delicious and appealing beef dish with very small portions of beef. 2,600 pages for effective performance reviews, ready-to-use rules and pages that really get results. Does not demonstrate adequate control over departmental cost. $8,889 words of wisdom. Write the forgiveness letters right away or later if you need time. Authentic You, a girl's guide to growing up fearless and true. Remember when we talked about how friends can be secret bullies? Applied Artificial Intelligence, a handbook for business leaders. MLAS systems are designed to encompass the entire machine learning workflow, data management, algorithm training, evaluation, and deployment, and model iteration. What's the fastest way to learn language? Act like a baby. Meanings, fugitive words. 2002 ways to cheer yourself up. Take scenic detours. From time to time. Prisoners of Geography. 10 maps that explain everything about the world. The overland supply land route is firmly established, and the demand in the United States shows few signs of diminishing. Everyday Millionaires. How ordinary people built extraordinary wealth and how you can too. The decision is up to you. We've seen where they came from and where their wealth came from. Now, discover your strengths. You can't develop new themes, but you can develop new strengths. 240 writing topics. There are a few important factors to be considered when choosing a job or a career. Eating for health. Get advice on detox and the superfoods. Be where you want to be with teach yourself, as these foods may have minimal nutritional value otherwise. How to connect with nature. It might be a good idea for us to draw a couple of the strands together at this point. The grieving child. I would be concerned too if I discovered that my child was using the death situation to gain some advantage for himself or to get out of some trouble that he had created, using the death as an excuse for some undesirable behavior. How to survive your first year in teaching. Okay, I think nearly all of you have finished now, so I'd like everyone to look this way so that I can explain what I want you to do next. Change the culture, change the game. The breakthrough strategy for energizing your organization and creating accountability for results. We suggest you use some kind of recognition card that anyone can fill out and hand to the recipient either electronically or in person. Build to serve. This book inspire your spirit. Fortunately, their CEO agreed that the work might be helpful. The secret life of the grown-up brain. The surprising talents of the middle-aged mind. One of the most famous studies involving animals and nutrition was done by Carl at the University of California at Irvine and his colleagues, who found that beagles fed a diet of fruits, vegetables, and vitamins and allowed to exercise could, even in old age, learn new tricks faster than dogs that did not have such good habits. I'd listen to my parents if they'd just shut up what to say and not say when parenting teens. You'd rather not have to do any of those things. It takes an effort, a proven system to simplify your life. Good health is something most people who said the elephant can't dance. What did occur to me was that we had an asset that most of these companies would be seeking to build over the next 5 years. Empty planet, the shock of global population decline. As the K tells us, it's typical for an Indian woman to be sterilized immediately after a second child at around 25 years of age. The best damn management book ever. 9 keys to creating self-motivated high achievers. When asked the key to being a successful manager, the late Billy, former manager of the New York Yankees baseball team, replied, "Of the 25 players on your roster, one-third love you, one-third hated you, and the other third are on the fence." The 1-minute negotiator. Simple step to reach better agreement. Step 3. Strategize. Select the proper strategy for this particular negotiation. The art of motorcycle maintenance and inquiry into values. Because it worked intermittently when I jiggled the switch. Great TED Talks of the Creativity, an unofficial guide with words of wisdom from 100 TED speakers. Step away from the keyboards, started conversing. Inner wisdom, meditation for the heart and soul. I know and affirm that my body is a friendly place to live. The power of habit, why we do what we do and how to change. There's a long history of hospitals trying to attack these problems and failing. The power of positive attitudes, discovering the key to success. To keep good people from becoming frustrated, it's necessary to notice their developing talents. find a way to put them to use. The only person who behaved sensibly, said George, is my tailor. He, he takes my measure anew every time he sees me. All the rest go on with their old measurement. The typey woman, how to overcome the stress of being everything to everybody. Expectation 10. I should be everything to everybody. As I discuss more fully in the next chapter, typey coping will exact its toll on your emotional and physical health over the long term, no matter what the short-term gratification may be from being perceived or perceiving yourself as a dazzling superwoman. One month to live, 30 days to a no regret life. We can travel in God's direction, or we can chart our own course and try to make it on our own. Public speaking. Remember to research your facts well, so that if someone questions you, you are able to give them your source. This question raised the stakes. The liar in your life, the way to truthful relationship. Although greed may be the primary motive behind lies with intent, it is not necessarily the only motive. The mind-body prescription, healing the body, healing the pain. By shifting our attention, from the realm of the physical to that of the psychological, a physical symptom is banished. How the mind works. I take a more cynical view. Coach yourself to success, winning the investment of the game. Check to see if the state's treasury guarantees the plan. Teaching English to the Koreans. To stop students from simply reading out their answers, the teacher can ask them to turn over their papers before giving their replies. The mystery method, how to get beautiful women into the bed. Masters, kids are the gambit. You say, shh, you talk a lot. Would you like to kiss me? If she said yes, kiss her. The daily book of positive quotation. We look forward to getting together with longtime friends to enjoy a great roar of laughter. mood cure. Experience the power of nutritional therapy. Detox support suggestion. See Detox Box, page 279 for home detox suggestion. 100 ways to motivate the others. You have 2 ways to go as a motivator of others. You can seek to be liked, or you can, as John did, earn their respect. Even their respect runs deep enough, you may end up being loved. The success journey, the process of living your dreams, getting to know each other better. Review the information concerning the 4 personality types and the 7 intelligence. The power of charm, what you say and how you say it. A man's character is revealed by his speech. Reading advantage. One nearly destroyed the temple. Are you ready to succeed? Unconventional strategies for achieving personal mastery in business and life. Pick something where your success will result in increasing the part of your work you most enjoy. Win at work, succeed at life. 5 principles to free yourself from the cult of overwork. We won't even attempt to calculate the dollar value to Google's bottom line from those other apps. The Now Habit, a strategic program for overcoming procrastination and enjoying guilt-free play. Once in a while, you might be able to work this way to meet a deadline. But if you are working on a long-term project, you need the strategy of a marathoner, not a sprinter. You incorporated the art of selling yourself. It is true that in choosing clothing, your first criterion should be comfort. The power of affirmation. I'm creating lasting friendship in my life. Greek. The power of passion and perseverance. Texting your friends is interesting, but it's not hard. But ballet can be the boss. The Amazon.com, secrets of the world's most astonishing web business. Further to satisfy today's needs, an innovative firm identified other firms' best practice and adapts them to its own business needs. Leadership and self-deception, getting out of the box. At first I wanted to deny it. The 100 simple secrets of great relationship. Show your care, even when it's hard to. In a perfect world, there would be little or no conflict in a relationship, and it would be easy to show you cared every day, because you'd be happy and eager to do just that. Why Mars and Venus collide. Improving relationships by understanding how men and women cope differently with stress. This is another way men need space. This is another way men need space. The space to do things on their own. Your owner's manual, an insider's guide to the body that will make you healthier and younger. The Mythbuster number 1. While yes, some cancers like pancreatic cancer have lower survival rates, many cancers have extremely successful treatment rates, and many are even preventable. Mean murders, overcoming the legacy of hurt. My editor, Mary, was, as she has been before, a superb help, making this book as good a book as I could write. From failure to success, everyday habits and exercise to build mental resilience and turn failures into success. When I first learned that you can make money selling stock options with a mathematical approach, I was excited. Morning edition, mastering reading and language skill with the newspaper. Fortunate tree. The intelligence that drove her to such conduct also worked on her behalf. Strengths finder. But either way, people want to be around you. Success is not an accident. Change your choices, change your life. You may also want to repeat the cycle in the second person, as if someone else is affirming you. Life storming. Now that we've embarked on our journey and have techniques to provide success, how do we sustain it so that it's a lifelong journey and not merely a day trip? Creating your best life, the ultimate life list guide. But self-discipline implies the ability to refrain from doing something you shouldn't do and lack the quality of enthusiasm and passion for long-term persistence. The authentic code. Rachel responded, I do recall you saying those things. I'm sorry, Ron. I'll do better next time, I promise. Sports psychology for dummies. bounce back from adversity. In the following section, we cover the key times when you should track your energy level. Chicken Soup for the Soul. Find your happiness. 101 inspirational stories about finding your purpose, passion, and joy. Several weeks later, I was still arriving early. Good business, leadership. It happens not to pay as much, but if you get on this track, you are successful. Then maybe you could go back up again. Stop procrastinating. A simple guide to hacking laziness, building self-discipline, and overcoming procrastination. You could say that you allow yourself 15 minutes every day to spend on Facebook. Every additional minute costs you $10. Let's take Facebook for example. To set up a contract like that, you could do the following. Download a tool called Rescue Time, which shows you your browsing activity. One click. Amazon's media revenues were up 14% to $3.3 billion, while Barnes and Noble's revenue dropped 18% to $1.9 billion. The way of a pig journeyed to the great ocean, down in the mountain. Wonderment. D and H had never seen a dawn like this. Looking out from the solitary grandeur of the highest mountain peak in all the land, it was a majestic vista that was beyond their conceiving. Vista. The education of millionaires. Everything you want to learn in college about how to be successful. I have a suggestion for you that will probably be the only piece of advice along these lines you will get. Why seek an employer? Why the American consumer will keep on buying no matter what. The romantic buyer, in contrast, favors qualities that lie beyond the necessary or practical. A high beginning reading skills text. The past tense of lose. Cotton, wool, silk, and linen are also fibers. Invent, enter the wonder. The collected writings of We are what we choose. Address to the Princeton graduating class of 2010. Picture grammar for children. Topic-based grammar practice. Color the picture. Write where the animals are from. The third age, 6 principles for growth and renewal after 40. A major objective in my life. A major objective in my life is to feel that I've made a difference, that the world is better because I have been here. That is how I see meaning for my life. Social media marketing, latest tips and trends. You've already taken the first and the most important step to integrating your social networking tactic into your marketing strategy. You've created goals for your efforts. 101 American English proverb. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't enjoy the advantage of two conflicting activities at once. Ethics at 101. What every leader needs to know. You would be better off working to make your character unassailable. The Starbucks Experience. 5 principles for turning ordinary into extraordinary. In addition to their volunteerism, these partners encourage Grandview to apply for a grant from the Starbucks Foundation. Why does it do that? Inside the minds of angry and controlling men, they are left to assume that his behavior at home is normal, which in turn means that they and their mother must be at fault. Brainfluence. 100 ways to persuade and convince consumers with neuromarketing. All but the most extreme spendthrift. To feel some buying pain, and a less painful offer will help with more than tight-word customers. Sell to spendthrift. American literature. She's been taking a nap. Speeches that changed the world. Over 100 of the most influential speeches ever made. Tomorrow you may have another president. How to be everything. A guide for those who don't know what they want to be when they grow up. Feel free to multitask. Dive into rabbit holes and otherwise be unproductive. developing reading skills. First reading. Read the article quickly for the main ideas. One America aged. The auto manufacturers are struggling to stay afloat. Survival kit for overseas living for Americans planning to live and work abroad. Experience shows that Americans who are less goal-oriented or task-driven and more able to relax and ride with the events tend to be more effective and enjoy themselves more overseas. The craving mind. From cigarette to smartphones to love, why we get hooked and how we can break the bad habits, hitting up dopamine. Fittingly, our paper on loving kindness was published right before Valentine's Day. The end of old age, living a longer, more purposeful life. Moved to New York and worked for ABC to vet prize fight, traveled around the world. The alter ego epic, the power of secret identities to transform your life. I wanted to be an example to other women, Em told me, because I knew that there were women in the industry who needed support and to be validated. Name the three large bodies of water that border South Asia. Finding your own North Star. How to claim the life you are meant to live. Chief among the things Ruth gained was confidence in the intuition that has led her to her own North Star. Dating for dummies. Can we talk about dating for dummies? It is a must-read. Build your dating confidence. A good rule of thumb is to double or triple the time you think it will take, and no fair cheating. Mentoring 101. How do I create the right environment? Mentoring readers understand that it takes one to know one, show one, and grow one. The 5 languages of appreciation in the workplace, empowering organization by encouraging people. For example, acts of service may differ significantly depending on whether the co-worker is an elementary school teacher, a nurse in a hospital, works for an inner-city social service agency, or is deployed with the military overseas. The evolution of desire, strategies of human mating. One large-scale study of 2016 university women, for example, found that 6% had been raped. The top 5 regrets of the dying. The first house I lived in was the holiday house of Mary, my boss at the prenatal center back in Sydney. The Keys Book of Question. What do you know more about than the kids who gets the best grade in your class? The Power of TED. Really smart and helpful information about stronger, saner, and healthier ways of behaving. I know that I want a healthy relationship, but I'm not entirely sure what that looks like. Know how. It's a Monday morning. Now what? Setting laser sharp dominant the priorities. Buy it, rent it, profit. Make money as a landlord in any real estate market. Spend this form to your tenant after they vacate. After they vacate your unit, to notify them you are deducting charges from their security deposit. Vacate. Witty words from wise women, quips, quotes, and the comebacks. Women are having to do way too much. First, break all the rules. If a company wants some employees in every role to approach world-class performance, it must find ways to encourage them to stay focused. To stay focused on developing their expertise. Outsmart your brain. In a sentence, if you are having trouble recalling a fact you've studied, try visualizing the place where you studied it. Think and grow rich. This book could be worth $1 million to you. Food, next to freedom of thought and deed, comes the food, clothing, and shelter, the 3 basic necessities of life. Lifespan, why we age and why we don't have to, where we are going. Over 1,500 proverbs and sayings with 10,000 illustrative citations. To err is human, to forgive divine. People make mistakes, but only something greater than we can forgive us. Forgive us. Absence of mind. Spangler is available, but he and his book have dropped out of the conversation. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. I have seen this simple, practical strategy help many people discover a more peaceful, even a more meaningful life, become an early riser. Unplug every day. 365 ways to log up and live better. Don't set an alarm clock. Instead, wake up with the sun. An optimist loves to forget. A pessimist forgets to laugh. How to get control of your time and your life. Discover how to set your priorities, manage your life, and achieve your goals. So if that first effort failed, be patient for another moment. Lend me your ears, great speeches in history. After sharing experience in labor relations at Colorado Fuel and Iron in 1914, at which 40 workers died, the son of John turned from business to philanthropy and built and supported the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, New York's Riverside Church, and Colonial Williamsburg. Coursework to the USA, discovering American culture and language with the daily newspaper. But because stations don't present the news stories in random order, the chances of seeing the same story on different channels at the same time is even greater than 63%, Paulus wrote. Mars and Venus on a Date, a guide for navigating 5 stages of dating to create a loving and lasting relationship. Although I heard only the last part of the conversation, I knew what had happened before. Make luck had happened. The instant attributed by the military to Northern veteran never occurred. Speak with power and competence. Gain the upper hand in any negotiation. It's dumb not to prepare, especially since most audiences don't believe that most people who receive an award are truly surprised. Change your brain, change your life. I know this is a controversial suggestion, but it is my clinical experience that some victims have made bad decisions or exhibited provocative behavior based either on their own substance abuse or on their own underlying brain patterns. For better, for worse, the science of a good marriage. During any given period, married people are less likely to die than unmarried people. Piecing together the personalities in your workplace. C. Learned an important lesson for working with powerful colleagues. If you want the work, be on time. Be on time. What you do is who you are. How to create your business culture. It knew its customers better than anyone, and it knew that mobile customers valued battery life and keyboard speed above all. Science. Things from space. Satellite orbits vary according to their purpose. Influence. Religious instruction contributes as well. Lobsters. The animal becomes more active when the temperature is warm. It slows down when the temperature drops. Always day one. How the tech titans plan to stay on top forever. A 24-year Microsoft veteran who rose to a chief experience officer role people living in late 2017. How to solve it. To help him to such experience is an important task of the teacher. The School of Greatness, a real-world guide to living bigger, loving deeper, and leaving a legacy for still others, is finding a mastermind group where you are all constantly challenging yourself to stay on track. 18 minutes, find your focus. And then their answer was yes. Choose your story, change your life, silence your inner critic, and rewrite your life from the inside out. If I get sick the first day of spring break in college, after pulling an all-nighter for a test, after pulling an all-nighter for test. Well, you need a lot of sleep, my mother would say. (222) Prosperity Affirmation. How to speak prosperity and abundance into your life. I have an endless supply of money. Principles. Radical truth and transparency. When you have such relationships with those you work with, you pull each other through challenging times. At the same time, sharing challenging work draws you closer and strengthens your relationship. Meaningful relationship and meaningful work are much mutually reinforcing, especially when supported by radical truth and radical transparency. What happy people know, how the new science of happiness can change your life for the better. On that road, he admitted many more weaknesses create new problems. Indulge in the verbs, do the dirty deeds, and travel in circles until all life had left him. Brilliant, how to have a brilliant life. Put a little bit more in, get so much more out your time. When it comes to charity, don't expect the government to fund everything. Greater than yourself, the ultimate lesson of true leadership. How can you possibly give like that all the time and to so many people? Women's and woman's the body, a manual for life. The inner woman, a long period of diarrhea can lead to dehydration. Dehydration. Quit like the millionaire. If your overall portfolio has gone up in value, the solution is simple. Why men don't have a clue and women always need more shoes. The ultimate guide to the opposite says, we needed to know if a fruit was green, ripe, sour, poisonous, or dangerous. What I learned from the cat, one stories about life, love, and lesson. The energy to do it, to do it. Soul wisdom, practical soul treasure to transform your life. Mind over matter is great, but it is not enough.